The Pelicans Postgame Report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. You stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's up, then don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumpin' where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, Big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the refs just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly down, I'm a Pelican forever.
About what happened down the stretch, especially in the last 2 minutes.
In regards to
Just how the game turned out. The top ball game was
just they made some plays down the stretch, made some free throws, foul, put them at the free throw line. We missed a couple easy ones. I think we missed a 3 and missed a floater in the lane. So, some plays down the stretch didn't go our way, but love the energy and effort, and our guys executed the game plan at a high level. We just didn't do enough down the stretch to win the game.
Dejounte, could argue, was his best game on the team. Just what he was doing, really filling up the box score, and the 6 steals just really helped you guys. How do you see his improvement from when he came back from injury to where he is right now?
Tonight, I liked his poise. He really allowed the game to come to him. He was all over the place defensively, in the passing lanes, getting steals, stealing pocket passes, which allowed us to get out in transition. So I loved the way he managed the game tonight, and he really did a great job of being poised and just making simple plays.
How tough is it when you need to win really badly and you feel like you played well most of the game and just still couldn't come away with it in the end?
Yeah, it's tough. It's frustrating, but I'll take the improvements that we did tonight and continue to look at them, and a lot of positives in this game that we can take away from it. And we got to continue to do this. As frustrating as it is and as difficult as it is, we have to continue to try to put ourselves in these type of positions, because if we do, we'll give ourselves more chance to win games.
Yeah, we talked all year about, how well Eve has played, and obviously another good game for him. But, in a really big moment there, missed the free throw at the end. Do you kind of talk to him about that or say something to him after a moment like that, I guess, knowing how well he's played? But obviously that's a big moment where he came up short.
It's a learning moment for him. Hopefully he gets an opportunity to continue to put himself in that position where he can make free throws to tie the game. But, he's a competitor, and I love what he's doing for us on the floor. And, that just comes from experience, stepping up to the line, being comfortable. And this might be his first time, ever in a predicament where he's shooting free throws, in a critical moment like it was tonight. So it's going to happen at times, especially with some of your younger guys. But extremely proud of what he's doing on the floor for us.
Another game where Trey gets off to a really hot start and just not very involved in the second half. What are you kind of seeing in some of these games where his production really slows down coming out of halftime?
Teams are making adjustments, and they're all over Trey. So he's doing a good job of just continuing to play. And when they guard him like they do, it allows other guys to be able to drive, to be able to get to the basket. And then, the game opened up for CJ a bit more because of the gravity and attention that they're putting on Trey.
When you look at those last couple of possessions, what were you trying to do there? Did you notice anything maybe that got missed in transition and forcing you to set up in half court, and then trying to get that last shot for CJ. Was that the look that you wanted to get? Was that the action that you wanted to see on that last possession?
Yeah, I'm comfortable with the shots. We just got to make them. We got to, step up and make those shots. But, the one possession got a little funky, and I took a timeout to get us organized. We got a good look after that. Got to make them.
And then turnovers again in critical situations tonight. You forced them, but you also gave it away at the wrong times. How is that? How difficult is it that being such a persistent issue for a team that has taken care of the basketball?
Well, I like the fact that we turned them over and we scored, more off their turnovers than they did ours. Still got to do, a bit better of taking care of the basketball. But, when we can win that margin, that's helpful for us. Now, if we can cut down, go from 16 to 12,
y'all need to go to
more
your
possessions for us, more opportunities to score.
And Willie shot the ball well from 3 tonight, season high. Just what was it kind of like just seeing some shots finally starting to fall?
It was great. Those are the shots that we know our guys can step up and make. And we have to continue to work like we've been doing, execute the way we did tonight. It's unfortunate we didn't come away with the win. Our guys are frustrated, going through the difficulties that they're going through. We all understand it, but you try to take some positives out of this game. And I felt on both ends of the floor, our game plan discipline was pretty high.
Willie, when teams do focus on Trey like they did, they face guard him pretty much in the second half. What would you like for him to do, and what could the offense, maybe the guys that he's out there on the court, do to help him in those situations?
Well, sometimes what he's doing is good. He's spacing the floor, and he's allowing other guys to be a part of the action. Sometimes it's when they guard him like that, setting back screens, setting screens for other guys to loosen him up a bit. It's helpful to get him in some of the action.
All right. For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. Much love to the fan. Appreciate y'all for being in the live. Pelicans, man. Pelicans edged by the Clippers, 116-113. Big Q, DC, Lex, full house. We in this thing, man. Pelicans are 1 in, 12? In December, 1-12, 1 win coming against the Suns, and it's pretty much what we thought it was going to be, except for they're still holding on to Gang Green. That's Willie Green. So anyway, a very scrappy effort tonight from the Pelicans in this game. Pretty much they had it up until the point where they didn't have it. Norman Powell and Harden, Zubac, they were doing their thing, but the Pelicans had a hearty effort from some of the guys that just couldn't bring it in. So before we jump into the stats, we'll get back and forth between whoever else is going to prop up on the presser. DC, Lex, to start the broadcast off, what do you guys thought about tonight's effort? DC, you're muted.
You want to know a fun fact?
Yeah, go ahead, Lex.
Trey Murphy's last shot attempt was at 2:36 in the third quarter.
Lex took notes. Yeah.
Isn't that something?
That is
what
something.
y'all think? What y'all think about that? If this is a guy that's just signed a brand new contract, you know what I'm saying? And was he having a good game? Did you all feel like he was having a good game?
He was cooking.
I thought he was having an awesome game.
He was
Okay.
Cooking. He was on his way. He looking like another 26, 30-point night.
Until it was
236 in the third quarter. So that means like, did he not get the ball from his own teammates?
Lex, he got two shot attempts in the second half, I believe. Or it might be less than that. Maybe it was none. Because I could have swore he was like 6 for 10.
Yeah, 236. So the last 2 minutes and 36, he never, and all of the fourth quarter, he did not attempt a shot.
Well, the defense was on him, Lex, and those guys were all over him, and that's just unfortunate. He's got to figure it out.
DC obviously he's basically repeating what
So
Willie
there
Green
was
is saying.
at no point
Some of
in
that
time
we gotta put on Trey too. Some of it.
in a 12-minute quarter, though. In a 12-minute quarter of a guy who's having a really good game, 12 minutes, he can't get a shot attempt.
That's right.
You're telling me
play team basketball.
Let me ask you something. What are the Clippers ranked defensively in the league? Can somebody tell me that?
I don't know. I think they actually are pretty good defensively. I'll find a stat. I'll find it.
Are they top 10?
I think so.
Regardless, man, no attempts in the fourth quarter and you're having a good game. Does that make sense?
The Clippers are, looks like fourth, Lex. Let me see.
They're fourth defensively?
Nah, that ain't right. That can't be right. They're ninth.
Okay, so they are in the top 10. All right. And they got some stellar defense then. For a guy who's having a good game and can't get an attempt in the fourth quarter. I didn't say a make. I just said an attempt. That's
they're seventh at points in the paint. You know,
well, the Pelicans, the Pelicans have been doing bad in the paint against anybody. You know, I guess that's where we can really appreciate Zion because, you know, that's where he lives. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the Pelicans haven't been doing well in the paint.
They don't give up a lot of second chance points. They're seventh in that in opponents' second chance points. You know, so
yeah, I guess when you realize, you know, someone's not getting a shot attempt and they're having a good game, the first, 3 quarters take away the 2 minutes and 36 seconds, you know, I don't know, maybe try running a play for him or something, but you know, it would be nice to include that other shooter, you know what I'm saying? In that fourth quarter, I think his involvement and acclimation in that fourth quarter, I think that would have made a difference.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to share. I just thought that was interesting. Like, golly, man. And then, you know what? It sure didn't stop CJ.
All right, here go Dejounte.
Well, actually, the Clippers, they're fourth in defensive rating, though, man. Third in steals.
Just a second.
Let's
Let's
hear
get from
a
Murray.
lot of aspects of the game. You feel like the team played well. You made a season high 3-pointers. CJ obviously has a big game, and you're still not able to close it out in the end.
I mean, I think the execution was better from our game plan today from the group. You know, we stuck to the defensive plan and, you know, really the offense until we play for each other on a consistent daily basis, you know, we'll have a bunch of challenges. I think, you know, any team sport, when you play for each other, it just allows it to be fun. It allows you to play together, allows you to be connected, you know, just all those different things. And I think tonight, you know, it was better. Just got to be more consistent, you know, but it's tough. We're trying to figure it out, man. One thing I could say, there's nobody showing up here in that locker room right now that's, you know, with the mindset like, oh, we want to lose or we don't want to be here. We don't want to play. You can see it in our practices. You know, we compete. We practice a lot, so we competing. And then the games, we trying. You know, we trying. You got to get it done, though. You got to get it done.
Yeah, the score was tied with about 2 minutes left. How did you feel just about the shots y'all were able to get from there, you know, all the way to the end?
I mean, it can always be better. I think when you have that mindset, obviously me as an individual, I'm always just thinking the game and, you know, trying to stay positive and figure out ways to get better, even use the negative things to turn into positive things. And, you know, we can always be better at the end of the day. You know, and I think the great teams, you know, they're consistent of, you know, wanting to get better. So, you know, we got to continue to have that willing to learn and just get better.
And this is another game where Trey starts off hot and is not as involved in the second half. What do you think you guys got to do to just keep him more involved, or he has to do to be more aggressive in those situations?
It's a collective unit thing. It's, you know, it's not just give Trey the ball every time, not give Dejounte, CJ the ball every time. No, it's a team thing, you know. So, you know, as teams, he's going to see teams is going to try to take away 3-point looks for him more and more. So he's got to be more active of cutting to the basket, moving without the basketball, and getting easier buckets. You know, I feel like me just knowing the game and seeing guys that shoot at his caliber, you know, they try to manipulate the game, you know, so they know you're taking away threes, so they're backdooring, whether they're getting the basket for themselves or their teammates. So he'll get it. You don't want to be great overnight, you know, because that stuff fade away. You know, you want to enjoy your journey, every step of the journey, and he's going to continue to be better because he's willing to learn and he's willing to put the work in.
Dejounte, did you feel like this was your best game as a Pelican? When you look at the stat sheet, you kind of filled it up, and if so, like, you know, what was it like just to kind of get going like that?
I mean, I'm far from my best as an individual, far from it. No excuses, you know, a lot of things going on, still trying to get healthy, you know, dealing with little things. But, you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm not that guy that's going to come to the media because we lost and be like, you know, oh, I was hurt, or, you know, I'm dealing with this or dealing with that. You know, I think that's a cop-out way, the easy way. And, you know, for me, my introduction just haven't been well. It will be better. I want to be here. You know, I'm somebody that love adversity. You know, we're going through a tough time right now, and I'm the last guy you ever see running from it. You know, I want to see this thing turn around and go in the right direction. And, you know, at the end of the day, it just builds, you know, character, everything. And I'm one of them guys that, you know, I'm built for it. I want it, though. And like I said, I just feel like my introduction is haven't been well. You know, I hold myself to a high standard. And, you know, I'm here to win games, and we're not winning games. You know, we can't talk about who's healthy, who's not. Obviously, we need all our guys for, you know, what we wanted to do from day one. But at the end of the day, man, you go out and you compete at a high level, and you know, you go with who's out there.
And the second question, what's your message to, I mean, you've been a rookie before, obviously, but what's your message to Eve after, you know, not being able to knock down that second free throw? Like, what do you tell him to encourage him, I guess? I
mean, just be confident, but I'm with you, never against you. That's for all my teammates, but obviously him, you know, I just love seeing him grow, you know, and step up to the challenge no matter who he's going against. Like, you know, he went against a great guy tonight. You know, Zoo worked for where he's at today. And, you know, explaining that to our young guy, like, he didn't come in as a high pick. That was a guy that was traded. That was a guy that worked his way into where he's at today. So, you know, you look at guys like that, and he was a great person. He put the work in. And, you know, for our guy, you know, he's young and we believe in him. We see he shows up every day, puts the work in, want to learn. So, you know, make or miss, I'm with you. You know, we want you to make it, but, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we with you.
I know you just said you're not one to make excuses or look for cop-outs. Just where are you at with your hand and just coming back from that?
I mean, just a lot. You know, I really don't want to dwell on it. You know, like I said, I don't want no excuse. I'm going to be better. And that's just that. You know, I'm a competitor. And like I said, I hold myself to a high standard, you know. But it's been a lot. I think for me, I'm at my best when I'm having fun. You know, I got to get to just having fun. And, you know, that comes with, you know, life things. And then obviously, you know, dealing with, you know, what I was dealing with. And just getting back to having fun. That's the most important for me. You know, I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. So, you know, I know when I'm having fun as an individual, you know, the sky's the limit. So, you know, I will be better, like I continue to say, you know, and that's that.
Is there a sense of confidence or just looking forward to the return of Jose and Zion just kind of like right around the corner?
If it says they're available, then we love it. You know, if it's don't say they're available, then we want them to attack rehab like no other.
You know, season high 3-pointers for y'all this game. Do you feel like that was just generating better looks, especially in that first half?
Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. You watch practice, and you know, guys is consistently working on their game, knocking down shots, and even, you know, the way we script, you know, just together as a unit, we're always trying to, you know, script to get threes up, you know, from everybody. So, you know, it's great to see, you know, we're going that direction. You know, I believe you guys, the fans, everybody could say that, you know, we competed tonight. It wasn't no pushover game. Obviously, that's a, you know, well-coached team, and, you know, a great coach with Ty Lue, and then obviously James Harden, you know, guy, like, even for him, yeah, just to see him where he's at still, you know, we're game planning for that guy that not too long ago they were saying is washed and all these different things. So, you know, that's a great team, and it just shows you that, you know, we're right there. We just got to be consistent.
Appreciate you guys.
All right, that was Dejounte Murray. Thank you, Michael, for the super chat. Is this the end of end for Willie in New Orleans?
No.
So DC says no. I would hope so too, man. I said December to
I mean,
remember.
if people say it,
want him gone.
it ain't DEFCON 1, bro. Willie ain't going nowhere.
It's not. It's crazy. Commonsensically wise, why he's still here. The Mike Brown thing about the team underachieving. It's a list of insanity about. I told you, David Griffin is a grifter. I told you that. None of this makes any sense. But thank you for the super chat.
I'm trying to say thank you very much. Picking me up, bringing me back to this world.
All right, Lex. I think that's you or DC. DC, you was talking. I forgot which who was. I think it was DC was talking. DC, if you want to follow up, my man. Thoughts on Dejounte Murray, the Pelicans? What did you
Thoughts
see?
on the Pelicans? It's just unfortunate. You know, it's always unfortunate. You know, Willie makes sure to let us know that it's unfortunate. Apparently, Dejounte is reinforcing the same talking points.
Got to figure it out.
We got to figure it out. You know, we can take something from this. You know, y'all see, we competed. We competed, right? Right? We was competing. So
they don't compete like that all the time, though.
Oh, you said that too, Lex. When they start talking about having fun, it's over. It's like, we got to get back to having fun. It was fun.
Well, you know, the foundation of why you started playing basketball. I mean, that's useful.
It is, but I mean, it just shows that you've had to go back to square one. You know, like you starting all over.
Well, I think that's the foundation of all the time. I mean, you got to love what you do, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you should be loving, but it's kind of hard to love what you do if you're competing to win and you just. I mean, we done had like 50 days since we won. You know, it's like a month and a half since you had one win. Of course, it ain't fun.
A lot of the focus has been on those losses.
DC, that was December the 5th we won last time, brother. It was the 5th of December.
You sure?
Yes.
It was in December? They actually won in December?
I don't remember that.
The only game they won, it was December the 5th against the Suns.
I remember the Suns game. That was December the 5th? I thought that was in November.
That's December the 5th. They beat them by 2, 126, 124. That was December the 5th.
Okay.
Yeah.
They got one win in 46 days. Still, I mean, technically I'm wrong, but the point still stands. Like it's one win.
It does.
Like what?
46 days.
I'm with you.
What?
Speak that.
That's very, very bad, right, Slim Salt?
No, you got to do it right.
Very, very bad.
You got to hold out the bad. Hold that
note. But as usual,
DC. Well, let me ask you, bro, not to cut you off, bro, but I wanted to ask y'all the effort. They were a little bit more scrappier tonight, don't you think? What do you think about the scrappiness tonight?
Well, we was handing out participation trophies. They would definitely get one for their scrappiness because they were, you know, they looked like they were actually playing an NBA game. I gotta give them credit, right?
Okay.
But all that being said, you know, I'm on the team of I want to see him keep losing till we get to a point where I want to see him win. Once we piled up enough losses, and it's like, okay, let's flip the switch and be competitive. But they could have definitely won this game tonight. They lost this game as usual with coaching. And I could just point out just the last possession. Like, why is Yves Missi even there? Willie actually exposed himself, and he's pointed out as a good thing. But to me, it just sounds stupid as hell as a coach. He said, "Yeah, Yves Missi, he's out there. You know, that's probably the first time this guy has been in that type of situation like ever." So I'm like, bro, if you know that and you the coach, is this the time to? You know what? Maybe I take that. Maybe this is the time.
Probably is.
They don't want to win anyway. They didn't want to win anyway, right? So it's like that situation could have changed some things. But before the Dejounte foul, you know, you had CJ ball going on, and CJ was efficient pretty much tonight, so I can't be too mad at him. But the possession where I saw CJ just dribble, he actually got to the rim.
He always
Tried to
does
pass
it.
the ball to Misi, and then it kind of got fucked up. Then they gave him the ball back. He dribble. He about to shoot that shit anyway again. I'm like, God damn, this dude never calls a timeout at the end of game situations to drop a play. Maybe CJ just doesn't have any faith in the play that they're gonna draw up. So
that's one thing that's kind of scary about CJ though.
I don't remember him doing that in Portland though. When I think about it,
you know what?
But they had Dame as the point guard, so maybe Dame was regulating this shit.
People, it was a different system.
Yeah,
it was a different system. So it's kind of weird. I don't remember him doing all that. Maybe he was, and maybe it just worked in that system. Maybe they had the way that their system worked is that it covered a lot of that stuff up. But that's one thing that's kind of scary with CJ. When he does have it going, he just tends to, and I think it's weird because he is a vet. Like, dude, you got to understand the situation. You can't start feeling yourself and smelling yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to be even keel. You can't get too high and you can't get too low. You can't do that. You got to understand the situation. And sometimes he can just, all the good things that he's doing when he's on, it's like that one or two bad things that he does. It kind of erases all the good that he did because it's the timing of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's the timing in which he makes those costly mistakes or those costly turnovers, or you're doing too much. You used up all the shot clock. Then you're giving it to someone like Misi. Hey, Misi, do something with it. You know what I'm saying?
Time for you to learn, big fella.
On the stat sheet, you don't see none of that.
That is so awful to do that to your teammate. Why would you give it to the person like you? He doesn't give it to Murray. He doesn't give it to Trey Murphy.
Figure it out.
He gives it to Misi. Look, Misi, we got 3 seconds on the shot clock.
Here you go. Just the way we threw it up.
Look, he spent
pass it back.
He spent like 15 seconds dribbling. You know what I'm saying? And then he go give it to somebody like, all right, Misi, you get it. Yeah, they stopped me. I can't. I picked up my dribble.
But I mean, that's the theme of our team. Other than
he was feeling it though. He had like he thought he was going to be the vestige in which the team used to get the win. He led them in scoring tonight.
He was hot. He was 8-14 from 3-point line. Like I wasn't mad at a lot of the shots he took, but I think
he was trying to will them to win.
He was. You're not a will him to win type of guy, though, man.
But
like
it needs to be.
You get 25, 28,
Murphy,
and get some assists in there.
Yeah,
get some assists in there is what get us, to win if we want to win. You keeping your shots under 22 attempts. Any game that CJ has like over 20 attempts, that's usually never really a good thing. Or we got an L.
I mean, right now they need to compliment Murphy and work through Murphy, man. I mean, I really do feel like they need to do that because I think his production, would have made a difference instead of it just being on CJ. Because as you can see, as the game was winding down, everybody on that court knew where the ball was going.
Mm-hmm.
They already knew. And it's like you had another guy who was having a great game. We can't forget about that. Like CJ wasn't the only one. So once they kind of just basically zoomed in on him, CJ, it's like he wasn't looking back. He was going, that's why he kept the ball. Like, dude, I'm putting this ball up in the air. I just need to create space. Oh, I haven't created it yet. Let me dance some more. Oh, I haven't created the space again. Let me dance a little bit more. Oh man, he recovered. You know what I'm saying? Let me dance a little bit more. It's like, dude, no, you gotta stop. You gotta know when to stop dancing. Okay? It's like, what happened to the 0.5? Anybody know what happened to that? Believe it or not, the 0.5 is one of Willie Green's philosophies. Okay, like so basically, you had the ball for 0.5 seconds. If you don't have anything, you get rid of it. You pass it to somebody else.
I don't see that working very well.
That wasn't there.
But like I
Especially
was
if you
saying, man,
got a broken clock, man, in his head. At 0.5
So his 0.5 is like
it's the
10
mentality
seconds.
of the guys
15
who out there
seconds.
playing too. Because other than Trey and what Dejounte, you know what I'm saying? I guess you could say Green and a few other people. Like they're not really a team that's looking to just push the ball around and like look for people to get open. It's that Willie Green is over there with his fingers doing this shit all the time. So they trying to hurry up and get up the court to just get up any goddamn shot
And
they
you
can
know
get
what?
up.
What does that tell you though? What does that tell you?
That they
What's
don't
that
have
tell
no
you?
He
plan.
like twisting his finger.
Yeah.
He trying to bring order
That's
out of
exactly.
chaos without no
But the
goddamn plan
thing
at all.
is, that's pick up the pace. Pick up the pace. You know what I'm saying?
He always
It's like,
doing that.
dude,
just keep running.
look, I would go like this back to him if I was a player. Pick up the
I'll reverse
strategy.
it.
What's the strategy? What's the play? You know what I'm
I'll
saying?
reverse it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, dog, come on, man. It's like I'm trying to understand. Yeah, you know, you want guys to just pick up pace, but pace without any type of
Intelligence.
You better speak that, Big Q.
What they do? They throw that up. They do the horns. This is all I see. I see Willie do the horns thing. He throw that horn set up.
He said,
Man,
roll it back.
That's the only two things.
Sell your
Man,
soul.
all I see
Win the
is this. Don't y'all see that?
Every
That's
blue
all I
moon
see.
out of timeout, Lex. I see him throw up the horns.
Look, he needs to bring it closer to his head.
About to get stuck.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
When he start picking his nose, that's when you know you got problems. You about to get fired then.
Okay, Slim. I don't know about that second
But
right there.
his ultimate number one
He
coaching
said not
move.
the Willie finger.
The Willie finger. His ultimate number one coaching move.
Always
My
doing
man
that.
Kevin Johnson got it, man. His number one move. Number one move. I don't know what that shit means.
He folds his arms. That mean I ain't doing
he-
shit.
Willie be looking
No.
cold. He be on the
No, when he
sideline looking
folds
like
his
he's cold
arms,
in the
like, he's
arena.
like,
He's
hey,
all-
I gotta
he's all
figure it
folded
out.
and-
Yeah, that's what it is. Lex nailed it.
Yeah.
She said,
Look,
that's
he's
it.
always
that's how I
saying,
gotta
man,
figure
I
it
gotta
out for
figure
him?
it out. 'cause
Yeah,
I ain't,
that's it. You figure it out.
Cause I ain't
You the
doing
coach.
nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I ain't trying up nothing on that clipboard.
Yeah, he definitely do run. He run elbow too, Kevin. I don't see him throwing up the set for elbow. All I see every blue moon. I see him throw up the little horn set and pick it up. Pick it up
Yeah.
with the finger.
Yeah, pick it up.
And
That's
fold
what he
it
does. And folding arms.
And then when somebody get a foul, we get the lip.
Yeah, I don't like that.
What?
His
The
face
lip.
gets on my
He
nerves.
had that face like he confused and he pokes his lip out.
Oh shoot!
And he
When
tilt
he
his head
doesn't
to the side.
understand, do you know that when he don't understand the call?
Yeah, you get the lip with the poked
And he
out,
sticks his
with the
neck
head
out to-
tilted to the side.
Like a dog, like he confused.
Yeah, exactly.
That's terrible.
You know what?
Speaking
Why
of CJ dancing, look who we got here. CJ.
Why don't we
hold on,
walk
Lex.
back door?
Hold on just a second, Lex. Let's hear from CJ and see what kind of crap he talk. Here we go.
Not that second free throw done. Obviously, the first time he's ever been in that type of situation. If you say anything to him, or is it just like another one of those learning moments?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't say anything tonight. I think he had enough going on in his life and on his mind to where I let it sit for tonight, and we'll just talk about the importance of just remaining confident. You're going to make shots. You're going to miss shots. The game didn't come down to those free throws. There's turnovers. I had 4 throughout the game. We had a couple breakdowns where we trapped and didn't rotate. They got threes. A couple transition opportunities we didn't score. There's other plays that, impacted the game. Obviously, he's going to feel the weight of the world on the free throws, but the game comes down to a lot of different plays throughout. I missed a free throw. It's a one-possession game, right? We're down 2. Instead of that, we're down 1. He splits. Game's tied up. So I think there's a lot of ways you can look at the game. And I think for him, it's just about, growth and continuing to work, and he's getting better each night. He played well, and now we move forward to the next game.
How tough is it when y'all are really clawing to get this win in this streak, and it feels like you did a lot of things right tonight and still, not able to close it out in the end?
Yeah, I mean, we shot over 50 from the field, over 48 from three. We did a good job, throughout the game. This is a good team. It's well coached. Would like to get a couple possessions back, but when we play like this every night, we're going to have a chance to win games, get ourselves out of where we're currently at. But I think losing is difficult. It's unfortunate that we keep losing, but if we can continue to take steps in the right direction like we did tonight, then I think we'll be in a much better position, and it'll be a much better brand of basketball.
Another game where, Trey has a big first half and it kind of slows down in the second half. What do you think you guys need to do to kind of get him more involved or to get him more aggressive in those situations where he can carry it over?
We got to get some more movement, some maybe back screens, get his screens, find him in transition, some of those things. And I think it's mixed, right? We got to find ways to get on the ball, but then it's also the team. They understand his value. They understand how good he is, and they're going to make it difficult for him to score. They're going to deny, some of those types of things. They're going to press into him. And that's just a part of our growth collectively as a team. I think on the floater, I think he was open in the left corner, left wing. So those are the moments where you got to, try to get him a shot on the last possession. Not the one I threw at Eve's feet, but the one I threw to him for the layup. Him or her would have been open in the corner. And that's just us just continuing to grow and having those conversations and dialogue. And once I break the free throw line, once I break the restricted area, they're taught to come to the ball. And I thought we had a great game in terms of paint decision making, being able to stop on two, sometimes being able to find passes. And those are moments where I got to be better and figure out ways to kind of generate some offense, especially from three when we get into the paint.
How frustrating is it for you? Like, I can see that it's wearing on you and on your face. Just, it feels like you are reliving all those opportunities that y'all had where you made mistakes. Is that something of a burden that you kind of put on yourself as a leader of this team, as a vet, that you're seeing all those miscues as they tally up during the game? And when you go back to talk to the rest of these guys, are you saying, look, these are the things, these little things, these 1, 2, 3 things per quarter are costing us the difference between wins and losses? Do you feel that burden as the vet, as the leader of this team?
I mean, it's a game of margins, and I think as you get older, you realize each possession matters, and you go look at the end of the game and say that we didn't execute, and we had some opportunities to make shots. I had a floater I missed. We ended up getting fouled on one, but the game doesn't. Obviously, that's what everybody sees in the highlights. But there's so many possessions throughout the game that kind of changes the game, right? We gave up a couple offensive rebounds under 2 minutes. I gave up a corner three in the first half. We were in a drop coverage, which means you guarding it 2-on-2, and I kind of watched the ball. Harden threw a strong side corner, Don hits a three. So it's like there's so many plays throughout the game that you're not going to remember, but we're playing them over and over again in our head. And then obviously I watch the film and figure out how to win within the margins. Obviously we played a good offensive game, a good defensive game, but there's 1 or 2 possessions that we just have to get better at collectively. And that's the difference, right? Those are 2 possessions where, instead of us being down 1 or 2, we up 1 or 2. So it's a different type of game. It's a different type of pressure. They got to go execute. They got to go play in the half court with a switching defense and those types of things. But I mean, we're making strides in the right direction. But like you said before, you want to see the result at the end of the game, and we're not getting it right now.
CJ, it looked like you and DJ looked to be in kind of a decent rhythm, the way you guys were getting your offense for much of the game, and you got really going there in the second half. Do you feel like that chemistry is improving? Are you guys learning a little bit more about each other's games?
Yeah. I mean, this is my 20th game of the season. I don't know how many DJs played. I have to look, but we haven't played a lot of games together. Yeah, so think about that. We got 17 games in 30 days this month in January. So when you look at it, the grand scheme of things, we haven't played a lot of basketball together, so it's going to take time. Obviously, we're having the dialogue, we're working out, we're doing those things, and I think the rhythm is coming back. For a lot of us, the extra work we can get on some of these days where I can get in the gym at night and get some work in. I can get some stuff with my trainer and with my strength guy. Like, that's helpful for me. It's the extra reps that I need to to feel more comfortable from a movement standpoint, from a conditioning standpoint. Like I finally feel like I'm in a spot where, coming off an injury, like I feel like myself. But it takes time. Like you come back and you're trying to find your way. There's things that are happening with the team. Obviously, you're losing games. You wanna help any way that you can, and you feel like you're coming up short. But I think it's just a matter of preparation and perspective, and I just try to keep both of those things in order. And I think that the tide's going to turn, and we're heading in a good direction. It's just unfortunate that we've dug, such a horrible hole.
And CJ, could you talk a little bit more about, you said you're coming off injury, so you're trying to get to rhythm, get to 100% conditioning-wise.
Yeah.
Dejounte just mentioned to us that he's not 100%. He's been dealing with a lot of things. He admitted that, but he didn't want to say more to not use it as an excuse. But a lot of fans don't see that, especially when you guys don't make those excuses. So you can kind of tell from your vantage point what you're seeing, what Dejounte is going through right now.
I mean, he's got so much. I mean, obviously, he's not going to speak on it, but he's the situation with his mom, right? Like, he's playing games, his body is here, but his mind can't be here each night, obviously recovering from the hand. But that's a lot to deal with. Obviously we want to perform well and we get paid to play, and just kind of pretend nothing else in your life is happening. But there's a lot of things that can affect how you play on the court, and family is precious and you only get one. And, this game is important to us, but it doesn't last forever. 20 years from now, no one's really going to remember a lot of us. You know what I mean? They'll remember how we made them feel and the impact that we had in the community. And, maybe a couple of games that we play, it'll be like great memories for some of the kids, but no one will really remember that stuff. But you'll remember what happens to your family. You'll remember the games you had to play in where there was difficulties, or maybe there's a funeral you missed or things like that. So he's got a lot, going on in his personal life. And I commend him for just being a pro. He shows up every day. He doesn't make complaints. A lot of guys wouldn't be with the team right now, to be honest with you. A lot of guys would be back home. So I think for him, he's just trying to push through and mentally get over the hurdle of, not having the person that's always been in his quarter with him right now. Like she's in in Seattle. And I think that'll be difficult for anybody. Especially under these circumstances, in an environment like this right now, it makes it even more difficult.
Thank you.
All right, that was CJ, man.
Huh?
Dropping some game about what's going on.
I fell asleep. I'm sorry.
He was talking about different things. He made mention of Dejounte Murray's family situation in the game, and made some other points. But Lex, I think you had the floor last. You want to finish your thought?
Before the CJ came on, I was asking why don't the Pelicans ever run any back doors?
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he actually mentioned it. That's why I started laughing. I'm like, well, somebody started to think about these things. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you just might want to try that. I saw Derrick Jones Jr. Like there was like a series of plays where he was just going back door and he got like 3 or 4 dunks in a row. Simply being in the corner, and whoever was playing weak side or who was so-called denying the ball and lost sight of their man, because we all know that when you're denying the ball, you're supposed to see ball, see man. That's why they call it denying the ball. They lost their man and he went back door. And it was funny because I was like, man, look, that's a problem. And then Chris Dunn, that's his first name, but Dunn is the last name. But he stole the ball, dunked it, and a timeout was called. But I just, it would be nice to see those basic things. You know what I'm saying? Going back door and things like that. Another thing,
the backdoor thing is CJ's fault, though, Lex.
Oh, okay. Well,
because remember last year CJ was point guard now. And I seen Zion rolling and cutting, and people cutting back door.
Yeah,
and they wasn't getting hit. So now we got actually have a point guard now. We just don't do it at all.
Yeah, that's true. Another thing that he pointed out, Like, I understand that, you know, I don't think I like when guys are mentioning we haven't had a lot of games together. I'm starting not to like that anymore. It's like, you know, how long has Trey Murphy been your teammate, CJ? How long has he been your teammate?
He just became a starter.
I asked that question because I'm hearing that a lot, like we don't have enough games together. I'm hearing that, and I'm like, what does that mean? Like, so you're telling me you don't know your teammates' game enough to know where they're gonna be? You're telling me that it hasn't been more than 2 years since CJ's played with Trey Murphy? Okay, y'all see where I'm getting at? I don't want to hear that anymore. Like we're still getting you. Like, dog, can you get like one thing down? Everybody up in this chat and on this panel knows that Trigger Trey shoots threes. Right? Do we all know that? Am I just making that up?
I thought
He's
we knew
supposed
that.
he's supposed to be the sniper on the team.
Not in the second half, Lex.
So let me
Not in the
ask you
second
this.
half.
Let me ask you this. Because see, this is outside looking in. We're not even playing with Trey. We're not on the court playing. Where does Trey like to get the ball behind the arc? What's one of his favorite spots? Anybody know?
Straight away.
The straightaway? He shoots a lot from the wings. He shoots the most from the wings.
Mm-hmm.
But the second spot is the corner, because the corner is actually the shortest from behind the arc. That's why a lot of guys shoot from there, because that's the shortest on the arc. You know what I'm saying? And you can go and read the measurements, because I looked at the measurements of the court and all that stuff, because, you know, again, educating yourself and things. But yeah, the corner is the shortest. The straightaway is actually the longest.
You have to piss out that though, Lex.
Yeah, I mean, he can.
He shoot
but I'm
them
just saying,
all over.
He's a lot of times it's from the wings. That's like that's where he likes the ball.
I say the right wing probably.
The right wing. Okay. I mean, if you want to get more specific, you know, perfect.
I
But the
remember
thing
a lot
like,
of them taken from the left. That's what I'm saying.
But those are the main spots where he shoots. You see what I'm saying? This is outside looking in. We're not on the court with him. So it's like, how do you not know that? What do you need to get used to? That's just one thing. That's just him shooting the three. That's not even him. We haven't even gone into him cutting. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, going to the elbow or driving into the lane, whatever. We haven't even gone to those things. We're just hitting like one thing. Where does Trey Murphy like to hit the 3-point shot? And you're telling me that we haven't played enough games together. And you played with this man for more than 2 years. I'm confused. I'm really confused. Like, dude, you got to have something, and this can be with anybody. You guys are professionals, and I understand chemistry is not overnight. I understand that, because I tell my own team that it's not overnight. But one thing I can say is that you're telling me you can't take just one thing. Okay, I know. I know where to get the ball to Misi down on the block. He likes to go to this at this angle. He likes it. You can't have like something like that down. Or hey, you know, CJ letting Murray, you know, operate the ball, you know, because sometimes he handles the ball a lot. But it's like you don't know where Dejounte wants the ball. At least if you're gonna play point guard, if you're gonna try to take his job, where does he like the ball, CJ?
CJ don't know. CJ just be getting his.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but the offense is there's no direction there. It just seems like at times it's just free flow. Like they're just going off whatever, and then it's just it's just not consistent. It's nothing consistent. Like
But that's
Murray's
what's
supposed to set
confusing is
everything
like,
up.
where is your
We're not seeing that.
IQ? Why are you not thinking about the strengths and weaknesses of your own teammates? And look, I know we talk about Willie. This I ain't even gonna talk about that. It's like you as a teammate have to study your teammates. That doesn't have to come from Willie.
Nope.
Because I know, look, even when I was playing, man, I wanted to know, hey man, where do you like the ball? First of all, I love to pass. I love giving them, I like whipping them passes. You know what I'm saying? I like them Sports Center top 10 passes. I love them dimes. I love giving them dimes. That excites me because I love getting my teammates involved. So my thing is that you got to study your teammates, man.
Mm-hmm. Lex, I gotta tell you, you're a lot different than CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum take pleasure in looking at his teammates after he danced and shot a three. And you look at him and says, you seen that, huh? That's money in the bank.
Yeah, the team is more dangerous when everybody's involved, when everybody's a threat. Because the thing is like you can't, it's like you got to choose your poison. You got to choose your poison. And that's what makes ball movement and player movement so beautiful, is because it's hard to guard.
Lexxah, DC, man, this is you know what time it is now?
Oh shit, I thought you forgot. God damn it.
Y'all ready? You know what time it is?
All right.
It's stat
Peanut butter jelly time.
It's stat time. That's right, the favorite part of the show. And
Sponsored by Norman Powell.
That's right, DC. I was about to ask you, bro. I was like, who's it sponsored by tonight, DC?
You know what? Hey, but that
Who's it
peanut butter
sponsored
jelly
by?
time, shoot. That reminded me of the Proud family. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go. Here go our stats for tonight, DC, Lex. And listen, it wasn't as bad.
We went over the stats, but we really went over
I
the
mean, we basically did, you know.
Well, that's all right. We have to officially
especially with how you covered the game when you got the breaking down CJ. And Molly said, why all his interviews sound like a run-on sentence? And
it does.
Answer your question, Molly.
He's
all his interviews sound like a run-on sentence because he dribbles and talks the same. That's exactly how he dribbled and played basketball.
He does well with open-ended questions. Like you don't have to probe.
That is so true.
You don't have to probe with CJ. That's CJ will probe for you. Like you'll ask a question and he'll go into depth on that question. Even if it's a yes or no. Do you like basketball, CJ? Yes. Yes, I do. I like the way I like the how I can just go out into the game and I grew up with this game and it's right here. I remember being at my grandmother's house.
Yeah, that was actually a rhetorical question.
But you see what I'm saying?
I'll turn it into a real question.
It was a yes and no question, but he will change that yes and no question. And they actually teach you this in oratory. Okay. When you never
takes control of the narrative, though. That's what he's doing.
Well, the thing is, he's explaining why the answer is yes. He's going into depth, and you actually do want to do that. But with CJ, he's just so political. You know what I'm saying? And he does that with every question. So
I see him as he's like a little guy that puts out fires for the Pelicans at the press box. That's why we call him a politician. Like he gives the answer and he goes in depth, but he says it in a way to try to sugarcoat the real issue. I should say.
Yeah, he says it in meaningful ways, in an organic vibe.
It's very mechanical to me, Lex.
DC. All right, statistician.
It's giving mechanical.
He won't stop me, DC. Can't distract me from these stats.
God damn it, I was trying to do my best version.
I know. I see what you're trying to do there. That's why I ain't say a damn thing.
I failed. I was going to see if we can spin this shit for another 15 minutes. Go on.
I'm focused. You can't stop me. All right, 42 of 82 for our Pelicans from the field tonight, 51 48.2%. Guess what? The Pelicans were 18 of 37 from downtown for 48.6%. Only 14 foul shots by the Pelicans at home, 11 of 14 for the Pels. Clippers 41 of 86 for almost 48%, 13 of 37 from downtown, 35.1. They had 27 attempts from the foul line, hit 21 of them, almost 78%. Out rebounded the Pelicans 40 to 35. They also had 14 offensive rebounds. Pelicans had 30 to 24 assists, 13 to 11 steals. Pels weigh 5-3 blocks. Pels weigh 16 turnovers by the Pels, 22 points all versus 17 by the Clips, 29 points conceded off their turnovers. The fast break game was Clippers 15 to 14. Pelicans lost the points in the paint game 56 to 44. We knew who the top guy in terms of the stats was for the Pelicans. Scoring wise was CJ McCollum, 33 points in 39 minutes, 12 of 25 from the field, 8 3-pointers by CJ tonight, 8 of 14 for him, 18 apiece by both Herb Jones and Trey Murphy. He was cooking till he wasn't. 18 points in 38 minutes. He was 6 of 10 from the field. He had 4 of 7 from downtown, 6 assists to go along with 4 boards, 18 from Herb in 33 minutes, 5 assists, 4 boards, 2 steals. And then you kind of look at Dejounte Murray, threw in 13 points in 40 minutes. He was 6 of 16 from the field, 1 of 5 from downtown. He did get a double-double, almost a triple-double for him, 13 points, 10 boards, 8 assists, 6 steals to go along with Dejounte Murray. Yves had 12 points with 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5 blocks in 35 minutes for him. He was 4 of 6 from the foul line. Then off the bench, not much to talk about by the Pelicans. 7 from Javonte Green in 15 minutes, 8 for Tice, in 11 minutes, 3 apiece for Brandon Boston and Jordan Hawkins. So that's the Pelicans. And of course, you look at who really did the Pelicans dirty. It was just 3 people, and they played good as a team, but really the 3 guys that really paid the Pelicans and was Norman Powell, man. Norman Powell was out there handling his business, man. 35 points in 40 minutes, 13 to 27 from the field, 4 of 12 from
Why you
downtown.
sound so energetic and encouraged by that?
I'm just saying, bro, he was playing, he was balling. 27 points from James Harden and 20 from Zubac.
Hey, Willie's always handing out credit, so
Powell laid the
It's
smack
the
down.
the Willie Green effect seeping
wow.
into the Pelicans post-game report?
No.
I gave credit, now you giving credit. I think we need to check
I'm saying Powell laid the smack down on the Pelicans. He really did. He was handling his business out there.
Credit.
I'm not giving him credit. He got the victory. That's enough. All right, let's look at it like this. Okay, as we shift focus, the month of December is over. The Pelicans won 1 game in December. That was against the Suns. They beat them by 2. We talked about that game. The Pelicans are currently on a 10-game losing streak, are now 5 and 28. They're 4 and 14 at home. Pelicans now shift focus to New Year's Day game against the Miami Heat.
What the stat of the day was, bro. So you're gonna make me listen to all these stats, and I don't even get a chance to reply on.
You just said that you covered all of the stats early, so you're trying to sneak past the stats. Now you won't go back to the stats. DC,
I want peruse on through them, like you said.
Peruse.
You'd have made me listen. You'd have made me listen to it because that's
why you shake your head like that when you said
that's how you look to me when you say that shit. But anyway, I find it very difficult to believe you can have a game where you lead in assists, you win the turnover battle, you lead in field goal percentage, you outshoot the other team tremendously in 3-point percentage and hit way more 3-pointers. Well, we hit 6 more 3-pointers or 5. I'm not looking at the stat up anymore.
Yeah,
and we found a way to lose that game. I think that is amazing.
It is.
This is like when I was looking at Dennis Allen with the Saints, man. It's like we just find tremendous ways to lose games, man.
But be honest. But be honest.
I like to comment on that.
Go ahead, Lex.
What you just said.
But be honest, Lex. DC.
What's up?
Be honest. Y'all expected that to happen in the third, didn't you? You was waiting on it, wasn't you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead, Lex.
Yeah, they did lose the third quarter. They did lose the third quarter
by 3.
But to go along with what you said, DC, it is interesting, all those things that you pointed out. But there's one crucial thing that's missing.
What's up?
They did not go to the next gear. The Pelicans were up 14 points, right? They closed that gap.
Yeah, they didn't shut the door.
They closed that gap. Who changed their gear? If you're down 14 points and that's the team who won, who changed their gear? The Clippers did. Remember, I told you, that's all these teams got to do. The Pelicans, when they're playing the same throughout, for the most part, the whole game. When they're playing, they're actually playing with effort. And they don't have any lapses. But the thing about that is that they're staying right there. They don't have another gear. The Clippers came back down 14 points. Okay? Something changed. Something changed, and that's it. That gear is the difference. It's like, okay, all right, guys, we got to pick up our play. We gotta give more. We got to go harder. You know what I'm saying? We got to win those 50-50 balls. You see how that works? Yeah, all that stuff. And those are things that you can't see on the stat sheet. That other gear, it's not seeable. But you're being more aggressive on the boards. You're being more aggressive. I believe they went to the foul line. 21 of 27. What's that mean? That means they were attacking. They were attacking. They got more aggressive. They went to another gear. And that's what happened. They just upped their level of play, and the Pelicans didn't match it. Because that's how it became a game, right? The Pelicans were up by 14. Clippers came back. Now they got what? They got the lead at like 3 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They were just chugging away. It took a quarter and some change, in the third. But the thing is that they upped that level of play and they just chipped away at that lead. They chipped away slowly, but they were chipping away. They were just gaining ground. It's almost like tortoise in the hare type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Slowly but surely, they were creeping up. You know what I'm saying? And once they got the lead, Pelicans tied the game up. But again, you have to see, well, who do they have on their team to close the game? That's closed games before. You have guys like Harden and Powell. You know what I'm saying? They know exactly what time it is. They've had years of experience, especially Harden. He knocked down some clutch free throws. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. Like, they don't have that other gear, and that's all opponent teams have to do. Oh, hey guys, we just got to turn it up just a little bit. Not a whole lot, but just a little bit. Just enough to get over the edge and get the win.
I think their
discombobulation.
gearbox is broke, Lex. They like a 10-speed that the chain keeps slipping. You go through them 8 gears and they work all right. You're like, okay, and then you really want to go to like top speed and you go to that next gear and the chain just slip off every damn time.
And you know what, too, Lex? That's a good point, because we've seen that a lot. I think teams will recognize that. That's a psychological error right there. It's a defect in the Pelicans' overall collection.
I could dissect.
She's right. They start playing harder, and guys start playing with more intensity.
It forces them to be discombobulated
every time.
Look at them free throws.
Yep, you get discombobulated.
Willie would say they get more free throws because that's a byproduct of us being more physical. That's what Willie was saying.
Okay. All right.
All right, DC, go ahead. What's your thoughts, bro? I know you want.
Nah, that's it. I just wanted to point those out, and I guess the stats, that's, man, looking at the personal stats, like the box score, it just pisses me off looking at Trey's stat line, bro. Like, man, dude was 6 for 10. He got 18 points out of that shit, out of 10 shots. And he got 2 shot attempts in the second half. Like, what the hell is wrong with us? Herb was 6 for 10 on the night. Herb had like 14 points at halftime. Well, he did have 4 fouls, so I don't know. Maybe I don't remember when he had those 4, but shit, he couldn't have been too bad off. He played most of the first half. So it's just like we had guys that had it going other than CJ. Dejounte wasn't shooting very well, but I thought Dejounte played damn well enough for us to
He had
win
like
the game,
6
man.
steals, didn't he?
6 steals, Lex. Yeah.
Yep.
He only had 4 turnovers.
Look, and I think 13 total steals for the Pelicans.
Yeah.
And he had 6 of them.
He had 6 of them.
That's
People, you know what's going on? That's the Dyson Daniels effect right there. Because everybody talking about, oh, the Pelicans, they trade for Dice way better than Dejounte. Dejounte said, hold up now. Hold up. He been getting a lot of steals lately.
Yeah.
You know,
I think he's picking it up.
Right. Dice Spice, he get like 3 a game. I would think Dejounte, he looking to try to match that damn number.
Dyson, though, he might be up for first team all defense, though. Because they said if he keeps that up in 3 steals,
he got to keep it up. But
yeah, but I'm saying
he's been playing well. If he can keep playing
well
like how he playing, he should be first team all defense. But then looking at this box score, seeing Dejounte with 10 rebounds, man, I'm like, wait, is that a misprint? Dejounte had 10 rebounds. That's awesome.
But didn't you say said that he was a great rebounder, DC?
He is, and I like that he got 10 rebounds. But what's crazy about it is, like, wait a minute, I got centers and power forwards, don't I? Like, he got the most rebounders. He got the most rebounds on the team.
Rebounding is a team thing, though.
It is.
Because when I look at OKC, all of them rebound. They collectively.
You don't ever think it's weird when you have a point guard that has 10. Like, a lot of times I see a point guard with 10, 9, 8 rebounds. You still got like a big man up there with more rebounds than.
I thought Messi. How many rebounds?
Yeah, 9. Dejounte got 1 more than him.
Okay, because I know he got like Messi got 5 rebounds in the first quarter alone. And then, I don't know, man. I felt like he was out of the game a lot. I do want to add this, though. Willie Green needs to come down on Tice's minutes, and because there's too much hiatus for Yves Messi. There's too much breakage when he sits down, and then when he comes back in. I don't know what's going on there, but I think that's a problem.
He a rookie, Lex, and I guess they not trying to overburden him.
No.
We don't want to give him 40 minutes and all that. That's the only thing that makes sense.
No, I mean, well,
he has like 6 minutes. He got 6-minute breaks.
That's too long.
It'd be like 6 minutes before he come back in the game.
You know what? When you say stuff like that, hey man, you ain't trying to win. Because the thing is,
exactly.
Yves Messi, he was actually. How many blocks did he have? He had like 5.
Yeah.
How many total blocks do we have in the game? 5?
Probably 6.
So he got all the blocks. Like, dog.
No, he had Herb had 2. So no, my bad. No, he had 2 steals.
Huh?
He had 2 steals.
Okay. Yeah, Yves Messi had 5 blocks. He had all the blocks in the game. So why are you having him sit when he's protecting the paint?
Because he's a rookie.
It can't be that. The man is starting. He's starting.
Well, can you? I don't know how else to explain it.
I mean, and I do want to say, as far as when Messi got fouled, when I saw that, it was really something because I was like, dang, James Harden knew exactly what he was doing. That was IQ. That was a very good foul. A very good foul. You know why? Just like you said, DC. One of the things that never fails in every situation I've seen, whether it's college or pros, I just sat there and I said, man, he's a rookie. You know what I'm saying? That's a rookie at the line on pressure shots. He's gonna miss one. He's gonna miss one. You know what I'm saying? I knew I could. It never ceased to fail. Because the thing is it's like Harden knew, was like, shoot, put the rookie on the line. Shoot, got 4.6 seconds on the clock. We up. You got 2 free throws to tie the game. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure, man. I was like, oh man, he knew it. He knew it. See, that's the type of IQ that we could use from CJ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Stuff like that. Because I knew, I was like, dang, Harden. And look, Harden was quick to raise his hand. He was like, I did it. Yep. I got that. You're welcome. You're welcome, team. You know what I'm saying? Because he already knew. He already knew. Every rookie that I've seen at the line, end of the game, could take the lead or tie the game or whatever. It never ceased to fail, man. I was like, man, that is so wrong. That is so wrong. That is so wrong that they do that to these kids. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah.
In future Pelican news, though, where we can talk about things that maybe we could possibly actually benefit from this season. Dylan Harper had a triple-double in college, man. I thought that was...
Is that his first one?
I mean, you remember any freshmen getting a triple-double in college? Like, I don't remember. There's been
a lot of freshmen
in the Elite Eight. I don't remember. I remember a lot of guys recently doing that.
How many D1?
16, 11 and 12, three steals, 1 turnover. 4 for 7 from the three.
Didn't Cam Reddish do that? Or Shadion Sharp?
I was talking to Lex. You remember anybody, Lex?
Huh? I mean, there's a lot of D1, D2, JUCO. There's a lot of colleges. It's a lot to keep up with.
I'm talking about the NCAA.
Yeah, that's the NCAA. What you talking about? Look, D1, D2, and JUCO is the NCAA, dog. What you talking about?
JUCO, that shit don't exist.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just I can't recall.
They make it to the Sweet 16, and I respect them then. Like, oh, that was actually a good team.
But yeah, I'm happy for Dylan. I don't, how tall is he, by the way?
They say he's 6'6".
Is he a point guard or a shooting guard?
He's a point guard. I think Ace Bailey, the other top 5 draft pick, is a shooting guard, I think, huh? Oh, is he small forward?
No, I'm asking about Harper.
6'6".
Harper is like a combo to me. Like, I think he's listed as a point guard, but he seems like a combo guard. Like, he can play point guard or shooting guard. Yeah,
he's a point.
6'6".
Okay,
but he look a little shorter than 6'6", though. But he's solid, though. He look like he got an NBA body right now.
He does.
He has an NBA daddy.
Right,
yeah,
literally.
You know
what I'm saying?
He looked like he ready, man, right now. Like he ain't even need to play college. He could have been one of them dudes that went straight to the league. That's how he looked to me.
Yeah, he 3rd in the nation in scoring. He doing his thing, man.
Who's number 1?
I don't know.
You know who's number 1? He goes to Duke.
I don't know if he is or not.
I don't think he number 1 is.
Everybody was saying that he was number 1. I mean, now he's not.
Now look it up.
I didn't know he was number 1. I knew he was up there. I thought he was like top 5. I didn't think he was number 1.
It's Eric Dixon from Villanova. There's Eric Dixon, Anthony Roy, Trent McLaughlin, and Dylan Harper. Jason Pierre Jr. That's the top the top 5 highest scoring guys in the country right now. Eric Dixon out of Villanova, averaging almost 26 points a game, 5.6 on the assists.
Yeah, Cooper Flag Lex to me is he's just like the best guy that just all around does everything the best. Like
I
best
think for
defender,
marketing
best scoring,
purposes, it makes sense.
best everything. He does.
And not only
But
that,
he's 17 too, like so he like the youngest guy.
because
So
right
whatever
now
he
it feels
does
like
gets
they're making
multiplied.
him America's golden boy and stuff. That's what I kind of feel like.
He's got the complexion for the protection, so you know what I mean. That kind
Yeah,
of helps a lot.
and you know they really looking for that too.
They got Casper too, kid from Illinois. What's it? I forgot his first name.
What Illinois? You mean Villanova?
Illinois. Oh my God.
The Fighting Illini?
I said Illinois.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
All righty.
You told me the number one score is from Villanova, man. And
okay.
I somehow crossed that with Illinois, but whatever. Illinois. Shooting guard from Illinois, man. He got some game.
Yeah.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Casper.
Okay.
I heard his last name. I just been calling him Casper. I gotta look up the man.
Why you call the man name? What is his real name, bro?
I mean, he white and his last name Casper. I thought that was cool. He already got a ready-made nickname.
It's his name. You said his last name is Casper?
Yeah, that's his real last name.
Oh wow. Well, he's got his marketing.
I didn't hear him.
Right.
Dang. His marketing is gonna be on point.
He ready.
Oh, Stacy said his last name is Casper.
Casper? Oh, it's
Come
Casper.
on,
You know,
that's
Casper.
Man,
cool.
you gotta know.
Man.
Come on, man.
Dude out here
Close
tripping.
enough.
Man, I was like, Dad, Casper. That's really deep.
Yeah, that would be too perfect. That's how I knew DC was tripping, man.
Casper.
Yes.
His mama
Shoot, I can already see the marketing stuff for
His
Cooper
mama
Flag.
don't call him Casper. You call
You know
him.
what I'm saying?
Casper. Oh,
Look,
it's Jack
you
Jonas.
gonna
That's
have-
why it's his last name, Jack Jonas.
You gonna have people for Cooper Flag. You gonna have them have signs. I
Jonas.
pledge allegiance to the flag. You know what I'm saying?
JAKUIONIS.
All right, DC. I don't know what DC talking about.
Casper Jackayonis. I'm telling you my name.
Leave it to DC to try to pronounce somebody.
You know,
name.
why don't you just go on and sing the song, DC?
What song?
Casper, the friendly ghost there is.
Oh, I didn't know that shit.
You ain't watched that one coming up, Lex. They ain't have that on the album.
You gonna have a commercial with that on there.
I haven't seen that movie in a long time. But yeah, I think it's at the end of the movie though. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Stacey, what you think about him though, bro? I like him. I think he got some game, man.
First of all, you sure you got the right player, bro? I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I was trying to look him up. I don't see who the hell you talking about. I think you made him up.
Okay.
All right, so let's
let me put him on. Let me put him on the screen real quick for.
Yeah, do that, Brian. It better not be a stick figure that you drew.
For this guy.
Okay.
Such a buzzkill.
I'm just saying, bro. You get the people name right. I'm trying to look the dude up.
Casper Jackayonis.
Kasparis. Is that what it is? Kasparis.
That boy Casper today.
This dude here just make up people names and shit. That's Kasparis, man. I knew I wasn't tripping. I'm like, man, who the hell is dude talking about?
Casper.
It's just something he created so he could pronounce the man's name easier.
Yeah, I would
Jimmy Fredette.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind definitely hearing him say his name.
What's his average?
That's very unique.
He 19 in the game. He shoot like almost 50%, 38 from 3.
How many points you say?
5 assists, 5.7 assists, 6.6 rebounds.
How many points a game? I'm saying
19.
19. Okay.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I'm not seeing him on here. I'm looking at the list, I don't see his name on there.
It's right here. I'm showing you.
I see. I was trying to bring the profile up, but you got it. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. Listen.
He from Lithuania.
So, okay,
That's
so
the same country that
He got some game, bro.
Jonas is.
That boy got some game, man. I seen him went up. He went to the lane, man. Craftily moved his way up in there and laid it up like high off the backboard, man. Spin he put on that shit was crazy.
Okay. Yeah, that helps out.
you know Jamal Mashburn's son is where's
That's
Mashburn?
next year.
Yeah, I'm looking at
Jamal
Jamal Mashburn Jr., but he undersized. He like 6'2".
Wait, that's
20
he
points a
coming out.
game.
He coming out this year? I thought that was next year. I
I
thought he was
don't
coming
think
out with
coming out
Carmelo's
this year.
son. It's him and
No,
Carmelo's
it's
son.
he's a senior.
Somebody else, huh?
No, he's a
Yeah,
senior. He's a senior
He
this year.
good? Is he good?
20
Deion
points a
Anthony.
game.
Mm-hmm.
20 points a game. We had to put together a prospects stream like we usually do, breaking these people down, man. We crossing over in early territory where we got to do this because obviously Pelicans have completely lost their minds. So it's time to look kind of go beyond this. But the matchup against the Miami Heat that's coming up, DC, the Lex, that's New Year's Day. Heat 16-14, 9-5 at home. Pelicans are 1-14 on the road. Like I said, loses a 10 in a row. Can I trouble you guys?
11 in a row, you mean?
Okay, DC got him 11. I got him 11 in a row too.
They
We
lost
said
11 in a row.
you're right. We said they won't pick up a win until what was it, the third? I think they played the
So
Washington.
Jose Zion come back. Once they get that little extra oomph, they probably get him a win. Jose Zion got to come back. One of them. Tell one of them come back, they ain't win.
Lex, would you agree with that?
Oh, yeah, basically. They could definitely I mean, they're going up against a disciplined team in Miami. And Miami works hard. Plus, again, they have another gear. They have a lot of guys on that team that can close. Jimmy, he's still on the team. So, Hero, he's been playing well. Bam Adebayo, he seems like he always gives the Pelicans problems. But his activity on those boards is golden. So, yeah, I just all around, they're more disciplined, strong identity. Their whole team is committed to defense. Their whole team is committed on the defensive end. I mean, they really do grind. They really do. And not only that, they just find ways to win. They just find a way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I think that's the biggest thing, because I don't feel like they're a scrappy team. But they are very disciplined. They have a strong culture. But one thing that makes them so special, because when you look at their roster, it doesn't look like, compared to other rosters, okay, you don't have enough shooting. You don't have enough of this. You don't have enough star power. But the thing is, man, they find a way to win. They just find a way. And it's just, I think it's remarkable. I actually got a lot of respect for this team. Coach Spoelstra, I've seen how he's grown through the years since 03, you know what I'm saying? Started off as a video guy. But definitely one thing about him, he's always picking the brain of the great Pat Riley. He talks about that, how, people pay, thousands upon thousands of dollars for Pat Riley to come and speak, when he can just, simply go up at any time, as many times as he wants to go up and just talk to him and pick his brain.
We'd love to have that resource down here, man.
Yeah. Like, he uses that. He uses his resources.
I mean, you should.
And yeah. I mean, he has that access all the time, and that's
Mike D'Antoni.
I mean, the Pat Riley has won championships in 3 areas: as a coach, as a player, and as a GM. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The dude wins. He knows how to win. Like winning is written all over him. So when you have access to that, it's like, shoot, I'd be going up in there talking to him. Probably when Leaf was, like you got another question. You just walked out the door. Be like, yeah, I know. I just, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I want all that winning to rub off on me. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, for real, that's
That's a
that
legend, man. Living
yeah,
legend.
that's good stuff. You can't knock what he's done. So I look at that, and I mean, as you can see, the matchup indicator gives the Pelicans a chance.
76%.
So
I
I
think
don't
that's a
think
little,
we're,
I think that
I don't
even
think
that's
we're
a
wrong,
little too high.
fellas.
That's a little too high.
But you know what? At 25 a quarter,
That's what I'm talking about. That's too high. We shouldn't have 25%. It should be like
quarter.
It should be like 95%. Like it's just like we got like a 5% chance of winning.
I think they're dealing with a little injury.
80s could buy you a king size candy bar.
Wait, what happened?
I was just saying that a quarter back in the 70s and maybe a few in the 80s could buy you a king size candy bar.
Wow. So imagine what you could get for a green dollar.
Oh no.
In the 60s, it was 10 cents.
You might have been able to get you a
My
whole
people's are
PlayStation
old
5
school
for a
now,
green
okay?
dollar.
Just trying to lay a little bit of game for y'all.
Can't get nothing with that green dollar, bro.
We won't never know because we can't get one. We cannot get 4 quarters of play around here, dog.
Yeah.
It's 2 or 3. They either gonna play hard for 2 quarters or 3.
Yeah.
And they're gonna fall through the floor on one of them.
Well, two quarters.
We got 3.5 tonight. So we
Yeah, 3.5, but typically it's 2 quarters.
Or 3.
Yeah, 2 quarters and a half. Tonight it was 2 quarters.
They play good the first half. They fall off a cliff in the third quarter, and then they play the fourth quarter to try to come back from 30.
Yeah. 9 minutes and some change. 2 quarters, 9 minutes and some change.
Damn, Lexxah got minutes.
Well, the truth of the matter is we facing a new month coming in, so we won't see the Pelicans until 2025. So it'll be January
Happy New
1st.
Year, everyone.
So big ups to the family.
Happy
Thank you,
New
man,
Year.
for a fantastic 24 season, even though the Pelicans have given us nothing to cheer about. But listen, man, I'm just happy to be dealing with the faithful, man, to be able to conversate with the faithful over these, how many games? 33 games thus far. A lot of suffering, man. And these are dedicated to faithful, man, the diehards, man. Still dealing with this foolishness as the Pelicans are 5-28. That's just unconscionable. So what is the new year? Let's before we get out on this, DC Lex, let me ask you this. Give me one good prediction about the Pelicans that's going to happen in the new year, early in the year. Let's start with Lex. Which one you got, Lex?
I passed to DC.
All right, DC. You're on the spotlight, DC. You got the spotlight.
This is
Blow them
serious
up so the supporters can see them very clearly.
I would say this. The good thing that's going to happen in the new year is at some point during the new year, Willie Green will get fired. And Zion Williamson will actually play unmeaningful basketball. How about
that? Unmeaning? What is it?
Unmeaningful.
He's going to be out there playing for what? What you say, Lex? He's going to be out there playing for what? Absolutely nothing.
Say it again.
It ain't going to matter at all. You're going to be out there playing for vibes, man. He's trying to see how we get our chemistry. And
you got to get his money.
You know how they play good, and a team will play good, and they'll lose, and they've been in a rut. They'll be like, oh, we could build on that for the next game, right? Well, we gonna be doing shit, and we like, oh, we can build on that for the next season. That's what we got going on in the new year. So we can work towards next year by correcting some things, in the new year of this year, because we ain't doing shit this year. But the turnaround can start, and I know Lex will be happy because she been beating that drum about them doing the same thing over and over. And Willie Green being here, he gonna get fired, Lex. Willie gonna get fired. Zion gonna play. Jose gonna come back, and they gonna all be out there vibing out, trying to get their chemistry, playing unmeaningful basketball.
Okay.
I think it's only unmeaningful if you keep the same people around. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's like it's already taken them years, to make very few changes, because obviously they started with Dejounte and things, but they didn't finish. But it doesn't have to be unmeaningful if you go on and get rid of Willie, get rid of Griff. And I understand, like, I'm looking at the way this organization is moving. I just don't feel like they ain't trying to even even if Zion and Jose come back and they're still losing. They're not gonna, obviously, if they're winning, they're still not gonna get rid of Willie. I just feel like it doesn't matter at this point, because I'm looking at the way that they're moving, and they're not even implying that they plan to get rid of him at any point. I mean, everything just seems like, oh yeah, you're still here. There's no pressure, that pressure. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see any. I mean, do you all see any pressure?
Only provided by the people that matter, the support base. That's the pressure. They got to feel something.
Yeah, well, the organization.
I tell you, they're not sitting comfortable. I promise you that. They're not sitting in there comfortable with how the support base is pissed off. So the only people I really give a damn about is the support base. As long as we have them pressuring them from outside of the building, then they feeling something in there, and eventually we'll see something happen.
Were the seats filled up top at the arena?
I didn't even notice.
No.
Okay.
They were not.
I mean, I saw, it seems like I'm still seeing kind of too many people there. They must have not got the memo.
Well, I mean, they funnel everybody down to the bottom. So you could get in the arena for $2, and then you just hold your breath for like 4 or 5 minutes, and the people come and wave you down. Oh, well, I guess a lot of people ain't showing up. So after about the second quarter, you can come on down.
They come and get you, and you
And
can
then,
go down.
by the end of the fourth quarter, it looked like, oh, all the people, they was just late to the game and they showed up. No, that was the people that wanted to have an experience to go to a Pelicans game that maybe had like 10 kids, and it's like, oh shit,
Yeah, they were in those
$2. The tickets are $2. We can all go. And they buy them tickets, and then they go in there, and they have the best experience because they was in the, you would say, the 600 section.
It was in the nosebleeds.
And they was able to come all the way down, and you could be damn near in the camera. $2.
Yeah, more people need to not go though. Just go there once, get your experience, but you got to put
right. Stacey, front row seats for $600, man.
Well, that's what happened when your team 5 and 28.
Dude, they shouldn't even be 600.
They're gonna continue to drop.
You know what I'm saying?
He said 600. You talking about tonight? I seen front row seats for like 175.
Okay,
they dropping, man. They dropping. Don't make me pull that shit up.
It was like 250 on the average, and then I see yourself for 175. Well, I was like, God damn, you could be sitting on the floor. 175.
But do you see what you expect? This is a 5 and 28 basketball team. They losing money everywhere, and eventually, that's what I'm saying, man. A competent ownership would have put an end to this, because obviously,
let me ask you something.
David Griffin is not handling. It's not who you thought he was, and it's about time y'all recognize and realize that guys is running games. You sign that man to an extension, now you got to fire him. And then the crazy part about it is that's how God works. Look what happened with poor Mike Brown. They put him in the street for 13 and 18. Then the owner says we thought the team was underperforming. And we sitting up here looking at our record. We about 5 and 28, losers of 10 in a row, and they talking about it's not DEFCON.
It's not DEFCON 1. We don't want to overreact.
Yeah, you're right. It's DEFCON 3.
So a lot of stuff is happening.
saying?
That's what I'm saying. The reporters are more articles are coming out, more pressure. People are starting to get off and leave them alone. Their money is dropping, and they're just hard-headed. They got a lot of stuff going on with the Saints. That's prominent right now. The Saints stuff is prominent because the Saints, they make more money than the Pelicans. It's a bigger arena, a lot more money than the basketball side. So the football
But that's
side.
what they were talking about with Anthony Davis, and that was the narrative in the mainstream media that, there's not enough. There's no high importance for the Pelicans because most of the emphasis is on the football team.
Well, when the season is running like that, yeah, that's just how football is in America, period. Football is God in America.
Yeah.
So, I mean, pro football.
The NBA take a back seat to the
takes
NFL
a back seat.
every year.
And then the NBA will jump up there once the Saints are over with. So you got another game, and a lot of people are falling off the Saints anyway. But that's the president to take care of the Saints first, and they have a huge calamity going on between both teams. They're both sorry at the same time.
Neither one of them.
Right. So for them to have that much change, she would have to move and be present about everything, make the moves with the Saints, do whatever you got to do. And unfortunately, we don't have two presidents that can occupy two positions. We got the same guy running both
Mickey
teams.
Loomis was doing that.
He was the president. Mickey Loomis, oddly enough, was the
You think he did a better job doing that
manager.
than Dennis Laucher? Because I think
hell yeah.
Maybe
Lauscher
they were better.
Lauscher don't do anything, bro.
Than Lauscher.
Lauscher does nothing but defer to Mickey Loomis. I've played that.
So it's still Mickey.
Bro, they got that lit. They got that circulating around X. Shout out to my people on X, man. They clipped me up and had me circulating, and that's a big talking point about Dennis Lauscher's role. And I thank the Who Dat Nation for putting him up there. Stacy says, Q, what about I heard DeMario's speech. I addressed that, bro. I addressed that on tonight's show. I did a show prior to this, and I talked about it on the recap of the game yesterday, DeMario Davis's comments. I talked about it on the recap stream and the Monday stream. So you can feel free to check that out on the Sports Cone, bro. I covered that today. Yeah, I talked about that. All right. So yeah, this is I'm looking at the prices, man. Same shit. And may it all fall, may it all come down until they realize you just can't sit up here and just make money off of us without providing a good product. And 5 and 28 is time for you to make a move. You're on a 10-game losing streak. It's time for you to do something about it. This is unconscionable that the coach, you got a guy that was 5 for 13 and 18. He was the first one to fall. Mike Brown was the first coach that get fired this year. Yeah. And you mean to tell me Willie Green can make it with a 5 and 28 record? And Mike Brown just told his guy to come up off the bench because they breaking all that down. I heard Lou Williams was talking about that. Lou was talking about that. He was breaking that down. He said that Mike asked DeRozan to come up off the bench. He was trying to make some changes. Guy put him in the street. But then we got a dumb owner over there. But then again, we got a person, an owner here that don't know nothing, which is she over relying on people that's grifting her. You can't tell me any common logic why Willie Green is still a head coach of this team. You cannot tell me anything why. You cannot use
tanking.
You can't. He ain't gonna remain DC. You know
what? It's crazy because
he gonna step there for a whole season tanking the team. No, that's not gonna go.
You know what?
Eventually he will get fired.
It's in between a rock and a hard place because it doesn't look like they're trying to tank. They're just doing a horrible job at, losing.
You are, man. Y'all
he doesn't know what he's doing, man.
Right.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
You are 5 and 28, and you're not making any drastic moves. You are
tanking. It's not on purpose. It is really by accident. You know what I'm saying? Because he's not a good coach.
The ability, the reason that you're not changing anything, and you're 5 and 28 shows that
he's been like that.
They got there because of incompetence.
He's been like that.
It was trying to win. They was
But
trying to
he
win
was
tonight.
doing it. They leaning into it, bro.
Them people fought with all their little heart tonight to try to win that game. Bro.
They showed
Come
it
on, man.
with
That
their
ain't
little
no
heart.
tank. We didn't
Tanking
exhibit
teams
tank
do
And you
that.
know
spirit
what?
tonight.
That's the crazy
We
thing
watched
is
Detroit
that
do that too. You know,
Nah,
is
Willie's
that they
mentor.
are trying,
I don't see
you
it as
know, they
tanking.
trying the best they can. But you know what? Willie, I feel like they're trying the best that they can, but I also, in that same breath, I feel like they're not. Because the thing is, Willie cannot pull it out of them. He can't
Willie,
pull it
dead
out of
man
them.
walking,
He
man.
doesn't have the ability to
They
pull
using all this
more
talking
out of
points.
his team.
A dead man walking. Yeah.
And
I
one
think they
thing that
wholeheartedly following Willie. That's why they keep losing.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's
They're only
incompetence,
this
man.
team is
And
only as
incompetence.
good as its
Definitely
leadership.
incompetence, but they tanking to me because they're not changing. That's what I'm
What's
saying.
my
They're not
favorite?
changing nothing, so they
What's
cool
my
with
favorite
losing.
statement
That's
though?
what DC done worked out, and logically speaking, because no other team would be this stupid to do this. This
Right.
is
Like you
common
have
logic.
to be
You gotta be
have
tanking.
to be okay with losing. If
Yeah.
you're 5
But
and
don't
28,
you
you ain't fired a water boy.
but Lex saying what I
Nobody.
said several shows ago, I said, Lex, this is incompetence, man. These people can't
Yeah.
incompetently, they're not tanking purposefully.
Yeah,
They-
it's accidental because you know he doesn't know what he's
Right.
doing. He
Right.
really believe. Look,
They can't do nothing
will
right, man.
continue to do the same thing and expect different results. Listen to him. What has he said? Like Willie believes what he's saying. We gotta keep trusting the work. We gotta keep doing what
I told
we've been
y'all.
doing. And I'm like, dog, it ain't
That's
working. It's
2022
not
was the
Hold on
worst
to the rope.
thing. 2022 was the worst thing that could have possibly happened for Willie Green. We were like 5 and 18, I think, and we turned it around and we wound up playing the Suns in the playoffs. That was the worst thing that could have ever happened for Willie Green. Because at that moment that happened, and then we went to the Suns playoffs, and you know that's when he was crying and all that.
Yeah,
And
that was horrible.
he's never elevated any further as a coach after that.
He hasn't.
plateau.
But
Plateaued
let the
out, DC.
organization
Yeah.
tell you.
And the fact
Percentage
that
the regular season has gone up every single year. That's
right,
what they
they're
hang
gonna keep
on
saying
to.
that. But
Exactly.
the fact that he was 5 and 28 and he turned it around, Willie Green looking at us at 5 and 28 right now, and he's like, it's only 10 more games. We can still do it. That's the worst thing that could have happened for him, man. He really believed that shit because of what happened in 2022. And all of that shit was just on luck and praying and you gotta fight. Like it was no strategy.
Well, listen, it's not only that. The one thing that we should take, that was his first year, right?
Was that his first year? Or was that might have been his second year?
No, when he went against the Suns.
That wasn't his first year, was it?
Because that was a losing record. Zion was out.
That may have been his. I can't remember those.
I can't remember either, bro.
Yeah, the first year.
Yeah, that was his first year.
He
was his first year.
He looked back at him.
Man.
Watch, look at him. Like, is this dude crying? Okay, looked at him.
Got some tears on my shoulder.
Yeah, look how he looked at him. Because they know there was no need for Alfred to look back. He just dapped him off, hugged him. He just keep it moving.
Because the thing, all that junk,
like,
it wasn't necessary. It's like, you know, hey, you know, and let me tell you something.
DC, look at Alfred face.
Look,
Alfred, look at the look on his face, man.
I know what I got, but it's like, dog, man up. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
There's no crying in baseball.
5 and 18. This was Willie's championship. That's what y'all not realizing.
There
he
you
came
go.
back from 5 and 18, and he couldn't believe that they made it to the first round against the Phoenix Suns to Game 6. Not won it, but the fact that we made it and we was there and rarefied air and we got to taste it. 5 and 18.
So that was our plateau. That was
the worst thing that could have ever happened for him as a coach. And you know, it's funny. It's a funny thing how that works in sports.
And a lot of people were been holding on. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't won. Look, in all these years, he's only won 2 playoff games, and people are actually still holding on to that. It's like, dude, you as good as your last hit. You know what I'm saying? This dude, his last hit in the playoffs was getting swept.
Right.
What are we talking about?
But in basketball, every time I see, it's two things. You see people crying, celebrating, crying and sad. You know
what?
Putting too
That's
much
like,
of an overemphasis on
Yeah,
shit that don't matter. Too much emotional energy into, like, it ain't, like you said, Lex, it ain't a championship. Too much
No.
emotional energy into it, they always fail and fuck up.
It ain't even like Sweet 16, or I can maybe understand, like, during the NCAA tournament, because it's like when a team loses, it's devastation. You only got one shot.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then when it gets in you know how you see players and everybody.
But that's different. You dealing with college kids too, and it's a different dynamic.
I mean, so that's where, and we talked about that. That's where he belongs. That's because that's what he's doing, right?
Them tears would be acceptable.
Look, you want to cry? Okay, well, hey, NCAA, they play one game, and if you don't give it all in that one game and it don't go your way, guess what? You going home,
what?
and
Yeah,
that's
I think you on to something, Lex. Because Willie
that's
can be successful in really small doses.
Dude, you had 7 opportunities. Well, no, wait, 6 opportunities.
You got like 300 teams, 300 something teams in college basketball. Everybody ain't read his scouting report. He can always find a sucker.
You know what I'm saying?
Pull out that one game.
He had 6 opportunities. Okay, 6 opportunities, and dude, not one like in college, in the NCAA tournament. That's when you cry because you only got one opportunity.
I think he crying. I think he understand the game plan, Lex. He know what time it is. Stacey said 22. Yes, we are 22 games behind the OKC leading Western Conference leading OKC Thunder.
How many games are the Pelicans behind in the 6th spot?
Willie say you got to have faith in things unseen, Stacey. With 22 games behind,
you got to say it right.
Not out of it.
Now, faith is a substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
We can win 800% of our last remaining games, and we can get over 500, Stacey. We can do it. This is
not with you, Willie.
This is keeping Willie up late at night, early in the morning.
Well, you like 12 games. You like 11 and a half games back of the Golden State Warriors to get into the play-in, which is the 10th.
No, we need to get into
the playoffs. Lex, I'm not even doing the numbers on that. That's a wasted exercise.
We can do it.
Is it just like the stats?
Just saying, until we see some changes, then the stats is
the
stats is part of the team. I heard you.
I'm playing, but I was just.
I heard what you said. I heard the smoothness in which you threw that little jab.
I was surprised DC didn't hear me.
DC talking up, blabbing up a minute. He didn't hear what you said.
DC.
He blabbing away.
He said, "What you say?"
What you say?
Dude,
say it again.
You missed the whole joke.
This dude is an old.
I heard what you said. I was reading your points. I say, Q, you can't pick and choose them stats, Q. You got to read all of them.
I just read it. It was the 22 games. I just read it. That's why I put it on screen. The 22 games behind the Western Conference leading OKC Thunder. 22 games. Lex asked me how many games we are from the 6th spot. I told Lex that I didn't want to do them numbers because it didn't make no sense to do them numbers. But I did give it the numbers for the Golden State. What we trailing Golden State by? What we needed to get into the play-in. I'm like, man, because they talk about getting to the 6th spot, and they sitting 22 back of the first.
You know what?
Top team in the.
I do not like the play.
2 games worse than the Utah Jazz.
Not impossible.
It's not impossible. Still got a split of a chance.
But hey, the only way it can be possible if Willie goes.
Well, I mean, they're gonna keep losing.
Gotta go.
I mean, that's the pattern.
Gotta go.
I mean, the best thing you could hope for is they miraculously some way make it back to 500 or close to 500, and then a lot of other teams would have to lose along the way as well.
I mean, it's possible. It's
Yeah,
slim, but
it
possible.
can happen.
If you
You
fire
know,
Willie Green and you gather an
Hey, boy,
identity, they can win fast. Because
I
DC
got
the
the
team.
I got
Let's
the
hit this.
draft thing I want.
I don't want to drag on too long because we already about to hit 2 hours. But I'm just saying
I ain't no
that
hope in Jay Carvello. I want him to fall through the damn floor.
this team ain't as bad as 5 wins. This is Willie Green doing this. A lot of this is Willie
20
Green
wins
over the
on the
team.
season.
You
That's
get
all I
James
want to see.
Borrego over the team, they'll pick up wins quick. They really would. This is just Willie Green not knowing what he's doing and has lost the team. As soon as Borrego gets in
Even
there, they'll pick
Borrego
up wins.
it's still an adjustment though with Borrego getting
this
there,
is a
man.
good point. This is a good point.
We got a history of losing.
Every
Man.
division game too. That's
yeah.
another thing that goes against you.
Right, they're 0-6 there.
Yeah.
You know what's
Conference,
crazy?
They're 3-17 in conference too. 3-17 in conference. So
Wait a second. Wow. That is really something. Houston, Memphis. Where's Dallas at? Oh, Dallas is right there. Dang, look at this. This is in our division, you guys. Look at this.
Everybody in our division good except us.
3 through 5. Okay? 3 divisional teams in the top in the top 4.
top 6.
Yeah, top 6. And then 1 in the play-in.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody in the division didn't
It's a
improve,
player.
man.
Yeah, it's a player. We
Yeah.
said that last year though. We knew we looked at Houston. We know Houston.
Yeah, we knew
will be a player.
Houston was going to be up there. They just needed to grow and mesh and continue to build on what they were doing, because really they ended the season very well. And then the Spurs, the fact that they have Wemby, you know they don't. I mean, the Spurs they put together winning and championship teams anyway. So you knew that they ain't gonna stay down. They ain't staying down for long. And this is a huge step for them. Memphis, we knew they were gonna bounce back because they were getting healthy. Everybody was out for all their starters were out towards the end of the season.
Absorb this for a second, y'all. The OKC Thunder have won 11 straight games. The Pelicans have lost 10 straight games. They're literally the adverse of you. Literally.
Yeah.
They have won 11 games in a row, and the Pels have lost 10 in a row. That is crazy. Hoffa says Penny Hardaway or Juwan Howard, coach candidate. Thank you, brother. Appreciate
I'm
it.
trying to say thank you very much.
Who y'all got? Who y'all like out of these two?
Bringing me back to this world.
Penny balling, man. I like Penny. What he doing with Memphis? I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I like that.
I like Penny, man. That was my favorite player coming up, man.
Yeah.
I like MJ.
I would have
like
to say
Penny
Juwan.
How so, Juwan? Why Juwan?
Juwan won a championship with the Miami Heat. So he was a part of that culture, a part of that discipline. He would, again, around a champion in 3 areas, in the Pat Riley, and he's played in the NBA. He has assisted Spoelstra on the bench, after he retired. And then that's when he went to Michigan. But I just feel like, plus I feel like Juwan is tough. I mean, unlike Willie Green, Juwan Howard is the real Detroit. Okay. All right. Remember, he was a part of what do you call him?
Fab
The Fab Five. Okay. And he's got that. He's got that it factor, man. I think there was one time I like his fight too. I know in one of those Michigan games, he got into it with a coach, and they actually tussled for a little bit. I actually like that jump. We could use that with the Pelicans. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, like, obviously you don't want to put your hands on anybody, but the thing is that type of passion and violence, okay? You know how we've been talking about that? That's what this team needs. And I know for sure Juwan has that, because I've seen it. That went viral. I mean, he was suspended and things, But yeah, I think I would say Juwan. And I still feel like he understands the game. He still stays around the game. Shoot, his son plays for the Orlando Magic, gets playing time. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just feel like it's a plus. I mean, just what he brings to the table is so much more. Penny's been in the college world for a long time. So, and plus, I don't think he ever won a championship. So the fact Juwan's won at the highest level, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind having him.
All right, fair enough. All right, we're gonna leave it there, fam. Listen, I'd like to give all of you guys a fantastic shout out, even though the Pelicans lose their 10th in a row. They will end the season, the year. Neither the Saints nor Pelicans.
You're right. You're right. In the season.
You will end the year. You will end the year in a loss. The Pelicans are 5 and I can't even say it. 5-28, losers of 10 in a row. And the next time you will see your Pelicans will be on New Year's Day against the Miami Heat in Miami. So New Year's, a lot of new things that it'll bring a pink slip for a green coach. So anyway, with that being said, let me skip out on that. I appreciate everybody for being in the stream. Y'all do us a service by feeling to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Please feel free to share the show on the social media feed, hit up your notification bells for future shows, man, because there's a ton of games remaining, a lot of stuff that's going to be going on. Something tell me it's going to be a wild year at the start of 2025. So with that being said, Happy New Year's to all of you guys, the Pel faithful. And listen, next time we see you again, it'll be in 2025. So much love. We'll holler at you on the next one. Peace. Go Pels. Much love.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Perfect. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever. Ain't gon' lie, I feel flyer than I ever been. We stay ballin', this New Orleans, I'm a Pelican. It's going down in the nest, wild, wild west. Come in town and you best, show us some respect. 3-point threat, I better make it rain. If it's something, don't jump stupid like your ankle sprain. Always said, never hate the player, hate the game. Jumper where the dame late, punch a train. Post game, big Q, talking about business. Bird gang, YouTube, they ain't flocking with us. Lock up the division mission, get into the finals. Finish competition, then it's going win the title. I know this flyer than you can get. Such a threat that the ref just might call a tag. You could double, you could press, but you can't check. Right, left, slide by you like a Eurostep. Fly Pelican, fly Pelican, fly Pelican. And I tell them that birds of a feather flock together. Fly down, I'm a Pelican forever, Pelican forever. And never, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never say birds of a feather flock together. Yeah, fly die, I'm a Pelican forever. Pelican forever.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the pro shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the pro shop and who that to.